This video is going to show you the features and how to use the cheese slicer jig. So on here, my boards, I make them 5 3/4 by 10, and then you use that size hole for the rod that holds the actual wire, and it's that far from the front and that far from the top and that deep. And then on here I also have fence, so that means when it's on the table, that surface is the one that goes against the fence. And then in this corner it says top surface hole this corner, so that means when you have a cheese board, you take the surface that you're deeming the top of the board, which is this one, and then where you drilled the hole, and you put the top of the board on the jig and the hole in that corner. And then the other way to use this jig is I set it up so that this surface here, this little overhang, is how tall you want to set your blade. I'm going to try to get a good view of this when I set it. So as I raise it up, I'm trying to stop right when I hit that surface, about right there. And then you lock your blade. And then the other thing that I did with this is the width of this is how far I want my blade from my fence. So I'll move it in until it touches, and then I'll just back it off a little bit, because obviously you don't want this touching the blade every time you run it through, because then you'll be cutting this plastic jig every time. So now you can see I run it through and it doesn't touch the blade. So then from there, you would take your cheese board, put the top surface on there, back it up to this back edge, make sure the jig is tight against the fence, and then you would run it through just like that, which I will do, and then I'll come back. So now I've just cut it, and then when you take it off, you have this cut groove that is deep enough up front that the wire can go down, and deep enough in back that you can actually get to that hole that you have to put the rod into.